Hey guys, it's Jules, and I'm here to talk about a controversial topic that is now on BookTube. It's about diversity. Recently, a booktuber, who I have no idea who it is, I did not get a chance to see this video before it was deleted. They were talking about diversity and how we do not need it, and how they do not like the word, and how it's stupid and all that stuff. And again, I'm going off of like what people have told me. I have not seen this video myself, nor do I want to, and I can't because I think it was deleted, I'm not sure. But I'm here to talk about that, and that's going to be kind of a controversial topic, so if you're not like really into that, I'd suggest not sticking around, because, you know, it's pretty big, right? First, we're going to talk about representation, which is basically most of my video. Okay, so I cannot say things about that I do not get representation. As a white American female, I cannot say that. But as part of the LGBTQ place, I can say that I do not get enough representation because I am not straight. It's called pansexual. It basically means if you're a human, I'm not like you. Anyways, so I can say that. The only gay books that I know about are about males. I have not seen a gay book about females. Again, like, I have not seen it. That doesn't mean they don't exist. It's just that, like, if someone could tell me and point me in the right direction, that would be pretty cool. But as part of the LGBTQ+, I can say that I don't get enough representation, but it's like, you know, like, I'm still a white American female, I still get plenty of representation. I have friends of all different races. I have friends who are African American, I have friends who are African, Native American, and French, like, all mixed together, and I have all of these, and I have friends from India and all this stuff. And one of my friends, Datri, who is of Indian heritage, she was talking about diversity and how she does not get representation. And she was telling me about there is one Indian woman who is represented in, like, America on TV shows and films and all that stuff. And it's just, and that's Priyanka Chopra, and she's pretty cool. I recommend checking her show out. It's called Quantico. It's aired on ABC. Another thing I want to talk about representation is that a author that has been getting a lot of hate, who is Sarah J. Maas, the author of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series and the Throne of Glass series. Now, people have been saying and hating on her that she does not represent enough people of color in her books. To that, I respectfully disagree, because I have pictured Illyrians, I don't know how to pronounce it, in my mind as they have been described as tan with black hair and brown eyes, and I'm like, that, like, I don't know how tan they are, but it's just like, maybe they're not white, and people are saying, like, oh, you know, not enough representation, no. You know, like, you can interpret book characters in any way you want. And with the Throne of Glass series, there's even more diversity. With me, anyways. I have interpreted Nehemia as African heritage. I have interpreted Chaol of mixed between, like, more like on the lighter side, but like still very tan and brown eyes. I've thought of him as that. I've thought of Nezrin as Middle Eastern. I've thought of Rowan as more Asian. That's what I personally think. Like, I've seen like so much fan art of all that, and people seem to agree with me in that. And I personally like that a lot. Then you hear people go saying that Sarah J. Maas does not represent enough people in her books. I believe that she represents a lot of races. She definitely does not represent LGBTQ, but that is completely fine. She does not need to do that. If she wants to, that's great. Like, hell yeah, Sarah, like, go write a book about that. But like, if she doesn't have that in her book, you should not hate on her for not having that. You get what I'm following? You get what I'm saying here? And now we are going to talk about whitewashing. Now, I'm pretty sure you have all seen the trailer for Doctor Strange. Yes, it looks awesome. I've noticed a little bit of whitewashing in there. There is a prominent character, I forget her name, but she in the comics is Tibetan, and in the trailer she is white. And Marvel has done such a good job with casting racially appropriate people. They casted Sam Wilson perfectly, they casted War Machine perfectly, they casted Nick Fury. It's just all of these people I've noticed that are just, like, Marvel, like, they have a Ray, and then they whitewash the prominent character, I still don't remember her name, I'm sorry, and they also whitewash Doctor Strange himself. Doctor Strange is represented as more of a Asian heritage, but he is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, who I love. He's awesome, and he probably is, like, I've seen the trailer. He is an amazing Doctor Strange, but he's white. It's like, come on, Marvel, you've done such a good job. And don't get me wrong, I love Marvel. I'm wearing my Loki dress. And we're also going to talk about representation with disabilities. So I have noticed that quite a few books do have representation with disabilities, but I've noticed that a lot of books that are popular do not have that. And I cannot say I am not physically handicapped or mentally handicapped, which is completely fine if you are. Like, my brother has a mental handicap. That is completely fine. I respect him. I love him. He's one of my best friends, but it's just, I want more representation of disabled people, whether they have autism or Down syndrome or any sort of medical condition. And the only medical condition that I've seen in books are cancer, and that's completely fine, but I'd rather have a book centered around a person who has autism or a person who has Down syndrome. I would love to have books like that. I would love more books to have people who are physically disabled. It's just, I would like more representation with that, whether it's TV shows, movies, or books, or comics, or web series, or whatever. And we're also going to the realm of DC with all of this. In all the DC movies that I have personally seen, I have seen the only people of color that I have seen was in Suicide Squad. We have Deadshot, who is played by Will Smith. We have El Diablo, who is played by some, I don't know. And he's covered up by tattoos, so I can't really tell if he has heritage. And then we have Katana, and we have Amanda Waller, and we have Slipknot, and it's just all these diverse characters that I've only seen in that movie. Every other DC movie that I have seen features mainly white people. Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman was white, Wonder Woman was white, Batman was white, Superman was white, Lois Lane was white, and the Joker was white, and Harley Quinn was white, and Rick Flag was white, and it's just, I understand that's the comic books, but you could have chosen more comic book characters who have more diversity. And again, I have not watched the entirety of Man of Steel, or the Dark Knight trilogy. I know it's terrible, I've just seen like Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman, and I'm trying to get onto the Dark Knight trilogy, but it costs quite a little bit and I can't find it at the library, so I'm gonna try. So I've seen like, and this is set in modern times, which is kind of annoying to me because in all universes you would think that like more people would be, you know, expanded upon in the movies who are people of color. More people of color I would like in movies and TV shows, in books, in comic books, in web series, in whatever people like. And if you made it to the end of the video, congratulations, you win nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant about diversity. Please tell me what you guys think about this diversity topic in the comments below. I'd love to know. Recommend me a book that has diverse characters, whether it is people of color, people with disabilities, people of different sexualities. Please tell me. I would love to know. I would love to read them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!